the Dayton Branch NAACP monthly community meeting. This meeting will be facilitated by our education chair, Mr. Jerry E. Griffin Sr. And the subject matter tonight is school administrators provide updates. So we're going to have an opportunity to see what's going on in these particular schools and school districts. And the person who will lead us in that discussion is Chairman Griffin. Chairman Griffin.
Well, good evening, and I want to thank everyone for coming out this evening for our educational night for the NAACP. As mentioned, my name is Gary Griffin, and I'm the chair of the educational department. Tonight, we're fortunate to have the leaders of the 4 school districts in our immediate Dayton area. Each district faces challenges from student enrollment concerns, cuts in funds and programming, which affect staffing needs, transportation, and many other challenges that affect public education everywhere. Our goals for this evening are to introduce you to these leaders of these districts, and I will introduce the superintendents, and they will share a few words about this district. Then they will introduce their high school principals, who will share their goals and programs for the 2025-26 school year. After each principal speaks, we will conclude with a question and answer period with our panel of administrators. We will start with David Early College Superintendent, Mr. David Taylor.
Good evening. As you mentioned, my name is Dave Taylor. I am Superintendent of DECA. It's an honor to be before you today. This is actually my 22nd year working at DECA. Many don't know that DECA's founding was actually as a state public school. We left and became a charter school in 2007 and have operated independently as a charter school ever since. We serve students, children exclusively from the city of Dayton, and we are a niche school. Our singular focus at DECA is helping young people from this city gain the skills they need to go to and graduate from college. We serve about 1,300 students. That's about 67% of the kids in the city of Dayton attend DECA school. Our high school is located on the University of Dayton campus, and it has been there since its inception. While we are in early college, that means that every student at DECA will take up to at least 3 college classes and earn up to an associate's degree. The average student graduates with about 16, 17 credits. The aim for us is to make sure that students have exposure to college and they're able to make the transition well when they walk into their 4-year university of their choice. We just finished a $13 million renovation of our high school. If you've been to DECA in the past, you would have known we had cubicle walls that were left behind by NCR when they occupied the building. But since we moved in, we've used that and have now upgraded so it looks like a school. So if you haven't seen DECA High in a long time, I invite you to come through because it's going to look very, very different. A few updates about DECA. Academically, the pandemic hit us and it hit most schools very hard. While report cards haven't been released yet, I'm proud to say that this will be the first year that our high school's performance will actually match that of our pre-pandemic for us. So it's been a long road back, but our students are now achieving where they were before the pandemic. Our students outpaced the state average on every tested area with the exception of algebra this year. So we're very excited about that as well. 100% of our grads in the class of 2025 will visit college. We're projecting about 85% of them will go, and our track record has been that 54% of our students will graduate from college within 6 years of completion. We have the best parents at DECA. Our parents continue to be involved. At our open house this past week at our high school, we had 80% of our parents show up to walk their kids' schedule and to meet their advisors. So my principal's not here tonight, but I know she wants me to share one of the things that we're really proud of that we're working through this year is every student will have a 5-year plan. And that essentially is laying out for them the college credits they intend to earn while they're with us, their pathway through Sinclair, their aim for when they're going for their 4-year degree, as well as their plan for post-secondary, for where they're going to go on their after us. And the idea is we've done a good job of helping students have a dream and have a vision, but we need to make it a little more concrete. So we're really excited about that. And within this, we're aiming to build out significantly our STEM offerings for our students. We are a STEM high school. We've been a STEM high school. We aim to continue to be that long in the future. If you haven't been to DECA before, I would encourage you to come check us out. Our high school is located on Meady's campus in Fitz Hall, and we'll be always happy to have you come in. Thank you.
Now I'll call up Jefferson Superintendent, Mr. Rusty Clifford.
Okay, I'm Dr. Rusty Clifford, Superintendent of Jefferson Township Local Schools. And let me tell you a little bit something about what's going on out in Jefferson Township. Besides the fact that we're on the ballot, so if anybody in here happens to be in Jefferson Township, make sure you're a registered voter and you want to see schools on November 4th. We are, believe it or not, Jefferson Township, right, our high school, has had the worst report card in the state of Ohio for the last 2 years. But those days are over, right? We saw some data last year. This will be my second year there. After a 50-year career in education, retired, came back, second year superintendent. But our staff members and our kids put the pedal to the metal last year. We had a good year. We had a good year last year, and we're moving up. I let all the 15 districts superintendents in Montgomery County know last year that when they hear that little clippy clap, that's Broncos. Right? Don't turn around, just watch us as we move past, as we move up academically, because we're on a roll. We have a state-of-the-art partnership with Miami Valley CTC, an ag ed program that is off the charts. We've got welding, small instrument care, construction, small animal care. We've got a 1,600-foot state-of-the-art greenhouse. We've got a 2,800-square-foot barn. Unbelievable opportunities for our students out there to continue to learn. And our Bearwood Elementary is lined up with what's going on in the high school, so we're really, really excited about all of the career pathways that our students have. We actually have 15 students this year up at the CTC. And I'll tell you, size-wise, you might not know this, but there's only two districts in the entire state of Ohio out of the 614 that are smaller than we are. And it's not even close. I mean, we're like third from there's two behind us, and then us, and then the next one's like 75 major students ahead of us. So we are tiny, but we are the mighty Broncos. And we are on our way, and we are really, really excited about what's going on there. Our principal would be here to share some news, but she happened to be sick today, and so she's out. But I can tell you our enrollment is up. For a second year in a row, we've seen a big push. Families are coming back because there are opportunities there that did not exist a couple years ago. So we're really, really excited. We're going to hear more and see more about what's going on in Jefferson Township, and we couldn't be prouder of all of the support that our families have given us. Now we need the community to rally around schools, as you all know how the levy cycle goes in Ohio. We are back to the ballot. And just one last thing I'll tell you. So our move this year, our theme is from good to greatness. Because we had a good year last year. We're going to have a great year this year. All right? We're going to greatness. And because here's what we know about greatness. Greatness is not a matter of circumstance. Greatness is not a matter of circumstance. It is largely a matter of conscious choice and discipline. And the Jefferson Township local schools are choosing greatness. And we've got an acronym for greatness, all right, because we know that we're going to move from good to great. It's all about that responsibility, resilience, and results. That we're going to exhibit leadership and learning. That we're going to have attendance and the agility the amygdala. We talk about brain-based learning. We've got thoughtful, consistent communication. Never stop learning. Exercise. And then the excellence. And excellent. And then we're going to serve others. And then that self-discipline and self-quizzing and the self-efficacy, we know that are really huge. We have a saying in Jefferson, and I love this. It's my new favorite saying. It's by Nelson Mandela said this. He said, you know what? He said, I never lose. I never lose. I either win or I learn. And the brain, our brain in Jefferson Township is learning is our product. It is also our most important process. And we are on it every day. The Broncos are kicking it, and we can't wait for you to hear more about what's going on in Jefferson Township. Thank you.
Now we're here from Trotwood Madison School District Superintendent, Mr. Marlon Howard.
Good evening. Good evening. I know this is better than this church. Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Marlon Howard. I am the superintendent of Trotwood Madison City Schools, otherwise known as Red Nation, home of the Running Rams. We appreciate and are excited about the opportunity to come and share some of the great things that are going on in Trotwood Madison City Schools. We are a district of about 2,600 young people. We have 5 brick and mortar buildings, beautiful facilities, and 1 virtual academy that we service students with different needs here, well not here, but in our district. The vision of Trotwood Madison City Schools is 100% student success. That is our focus, that is our vision, that is our aim, and what I charge and challenge my staff to do is to think about what you do every day that can contribute to 100% student success. What we have going on in our district, I'm going to lead to our world-renowned principal, Mr. Michael McCray, and he is going to share some of the great things going on in our high school. But what I want to do is I want to make sure I leave you with this. Regardless of all the perceptions, regardless of all the assumptions, there are some great things going on in Trotwood Madison and these other districts as well. And it is our role and our responsibility to highlight the positive, to deal with the negative, and address the challenges. And that is what we do on a daily basis. I'm excited to be here. I'm glad the NAACP has provided us this opportunity. And please, if you ever have some time, come out and visit Trotwood Madison City Schools. We may not be on the move, but we all move. Thank you.
We will hear from Mr. Illustrious Principal a little later on the program, Mr. Michael McCray. But right now, we're going to call up Ms. Lisa Minor, Associate Superintendent, State Public Schools.
Thank you, Mr. Griffin. And I must say to Rusty, I'm a former Bronco, so I'm excited to hear what's going on out there and my love for Trotwood, and Devin. I'm Lisa Minor, Associate Superintendent, State Public Schools. On behalf of Dr. David Lawrence and the board, we thank the NAACP for their partnership and their support of our district and the wonderful things that because of our partners and community members, we're able to do. So the first thing I want to share, I don't want to talk too long because we've got a long line of amazing principals, and I want them to be able to brag about their schools. But one thing, many of you know that have been working with us with the Ford Next Generation Learning Initiative, we are now have the innovative academies of the Dayton Public Schools as our high schools 100. And we promised the community a year ago, and it's going into fruition that 100% of our graduates, 1 year after graduation, successfully enrolled in a 2 or 4 year institution, successfully working in an in-demand field in the region if they choose not to go to college with the credential, certifications that they need, successfully or a apprenticeship program with the skills trades, or and successfully enlisted in the military, or an entrepreneur serving our community. And evidence of this work is our Pathways to Possibilities, where 100% of our high schools have the career and college opportunities, whether it be advanced placement, college credit plus, credentialing, certifications, you name it, they have it. And we're excited about that. We have a very unique district. We serve over 13,000 students. We have students in 47 nations from the world. Students from everywhere, and they serve 67 languages in our district. And we do it with success, and are you ready for me to introduce the principals? Wait. Okay. So the first school that I'd like to introduce to speak on behalf of the Dayton Public Schools is we have the International School, Residence Park International School. With Beth Scholastico, I have to say her huge name. I know her from her maiden name, but Scholastico is our amazing assistant principal today, who's going to tell you how we're able to, although they've come to the nation, come to the United States, not speaking the language, how we're able to still help them succeed.
Hi, good evening. I'm Bethany Scholastico, the assistant principal of the International School. We are, I would say, a specialty school. We service preschool through high school in our building. And as we focus on our high school, we do offer high school credits, and our students are able to receive their education by learning our English, and through that, teachers present using visuals, slower speaking, and are able to provide hands-on learning experiences to enrich their learning. All of our high school students participate in band, which is different from all the high schools. Many of our students have never played an instrument, have never picked up an instrument. So for our students to be able to perform at festivals or parades is a huge accomplishment. Typically, we keep our students for 2 years, and then they will leave our building to move on to a more traditional high school. But like I said, we do service preschool through high school, so it is quite a bit different than our other traditional high schools. We do offer guest speakers that come in to provide career opportunity exploration. A lot of our students come from countries that maybe don't offer college, they don't know what career opportunities are out there. So we provide visits, field trips, guest speakers to come in and expose our students to that. Thank you.
At this time, before we get started, the Dayton Public School principals here. We have principals sitting at the table, Mr. Michael McCray from Charles Madison High School, will come up and share some information in regards to the Mighty Ram. Now you can sit there, there's a mic right there, you can use that mic.
Thank you, Mr. Griffin. First, I didn't really want to go first, but good evening, everyone. It was a long day today, Monday. But right now, I'm really excited about what we're doing at Travel. I'm talking about culture building and about relationship building, and we're doing that. I've been at Travel for 25 years, 18 as assistant principal, 2 years as a principal, and then I was involved for 2 years when I came back. We have a 5-year plan, and we're in year 3. And the one thing that we started off with about building culture is let kids know they are very important. Our motto at the high school is a very simple motto, but it means a lot. You matter. You are the most important people in this building every day. And they know it, and we make sure they feel it. Now, we got a bunch of programs. You know, we got college certificate plus, we got drone program, we got different programs, but it's about the basics. Most of our students need to get back to the basics, and we're focused on the basics. We focus on the central standards that kids need for each grade level. And the central standard they need when they leave their high school to go wherever they want to go, from military to college to career. It's high expectation, not just for the student, but it's also for that staff to come in and perform every day and see exactly what they need. It doesn't matter where they come from. I never worried about that in my 30 years of education. When they walk in the door, it's our responsibility to provide the proper education for everyone that walks in that door. And that's what I expect from my staff every day. Some people get caught up, parent involved, and say, if they come, they come. We're going to try to pull them in, but it's about us going here every day, with our skills, to make sure they do a great job. Now, I'm about building relationships, so that's where we are right now. The one thing I'm happy about, in year 2, I wasn't expecting it, but we improved in every category by 10 to 15% in every category. I was looking for that year 3, thank you, I was looking for year 3, and they shocked me and had me in year 2. So now I got a big time pressure on me now to make sure that we continue to make that growth every day. So I'm going to be short, but I won't expect it to be long. I got my grandkids with me, so I had to do something with them. And, I got 2, a 5-year-old and 3-year-old in me with me, so that's good. Okay, so thank you for coming out to Trotwood. I'm really excited about the direction we're going to, where the superintendent and a lot of people I know, Mr. Griffin, he's a legend. He's one of my mentors. He was my 7th grade basketball coach, 8th grade basketball coach. He's been in my life for a long time. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come. All right. So, turn it over to you, sir.
I thank everyone left now as DPS, and I'm turning back to Mr. Brown so he can introduce. Despite staff, and quite a few of them, like Mike, I've known for years, very proud of the work that they're doing. I think superintendent got an excellent staff here at the high school, and I know they're looking forward to a great year. I support them all the way. Thank you.
Thank you. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our other principals. And the first principal that will come up is Mr. Eddie Davis. He is our amazing leader at Meadowdale Career Tech High School. Many of you, I'm a Meadowdale mom, so I remember back in the day when they had the IV and all of that. And I tell my son all the time how amazing the school is, how it's really transitioned into a high quality, one of the best career tech schools in the region. But I could brag all day about it. I just say go visit, because what you'll see has been featured in the paper in several places. But I'll let Mr. Davis tell you more about his wonderful Meadowdale High School.
Good evening, everyone. Appreciate this opportunity once again to allow a lot of us educators to come together and brag about a lot of the great things that's going on in the district. And I would like to piggyback off of what Superintendent Howard said. You know, there are a lot of great things that are happening, honestly, across the board, you know, with our districts. So again, shout out to Dr. David Lawrence and his cabinet, honestly, for entrusting all of us that's on this panel that work with them as principals to be able to lead the district where he's pushing us to lead the district. Starting off with Meadowdale B, finding Meadowdale Lions. Want to throw that out there? You see why I'm throwing that out there directly. Somebody in Dunbar, so come up here and say something. But Meadowdale, I'm a proud Meadowdale alumni, first off. Okay, proud Meadowdale alumni class of 1999, and have been blessed to be able to return back to Meadowdale to be able to lead Meadowdale. I've been there for 6 years, 3 years as an AP, blessed to be able to grow Middleville. We are sitting at about 500 students at this point in time, where our enrollment was, under 450. We graduated last year. We gave out 5 CTE honors diplomas. Okay. One of our students went down to the nationals, and competed in our game design. 82% of our students in pre-nursing was able to complete the phlebotomy. We had 9 programs, pathways. Started off with, we had business and entrepreneurship, digital design, IT and cybersecurity, gaming design, sports medicine, pre-nursing, surgical tech, robotics engineering, and just this year we are adding aviation. So we're about to fly planes out of Middleville and then. Our performance index at Middleville as well. We were at 39% of our students on the OSD was passing in 2022. I can proudly say 60% of our students out of 2025 is passing our OSD overall. I mean, kids are learning. In addition to that, our withdrawals in 2021, we had 155 kids that were withdrawn from Middleville. 2022-23, 200 kids. That was my first year as head. We decreased those numbers now to only 86 kids were withdrawing, last year. So again, proof is in the pudding that things are happening at Middleville. I also took something personal. On our graduation rate was 55% when I first got to Middleville. And I looked at that, and I held on to that as a goal. I said, well, this is not my alma mater. So this won't continue to happen. I can now say from 2021 to 2025, I graduated 71% of our students from the Mighty Minds. So we are digital design program. They selected 8 of our students design wraps. It's these mechanical, electrical box wraps that are downtown that was designed by Middleville students, and they're beautifying the city. So I'm proud to see my students' artwork, throughout the city. So again, Middleville is doing a lot of great things. We are now at our biggest freshman class we've had in a long time, with 160 freshmen that we currently have right now. I haven't seen that, and we have a waiting list of students who are saying they want to be at Middleville. So again, things are really, really growing. Our ROTC program as well is not considered a pathway, but it is a part of Middleville as well. We started a program with emerging leaders to again continue to keep growing our ROTC program, which is also a pathway that our students choose for the military. So it's a one-stop shop at the Mighty Lions, what we call the Lions Den. So thank you, and looking forward to another great year.
Thank you, Davis. I told you they were amazing, and there's so much more we can share about the wonderful work that's done at Middleville. So please, if you have a chance, go visit, and feel free to leave these here so you can look and learn more about our high schools. Next, it's my pleasure to introduce the principal, Tia McDowell, and she is our new principal at Belmont. She was there last year leading the middle school and had one of the strongest middle school programs as far as with the sports and performance, and now she's taking it to the whole high school. This year, Belmont is going to be 12, but they're still busting at the seams with people trying to get in. And you've heard, I'll let her tell more about the school. There are many, many things we can brag about. So without further delay, Principal McDowell.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you. I don't mind me if I take my time, but we can take this time to spread all the negative things that happen, and I'm going to take my time to share with you all of the great things that are happening at Belmont High School. Our vision is real simple. Real work, real world, real ready. I have a charge as a leader of Belmont High School to ensure that on the Monday after graduation, all of my students that graduate are real world ready. I'm having a moment here because I'll just say a little over 20 years ago, I was taking a class called World Cultures at Delmar High School. And Mr. Terrell, will you raise your hand, Mr. Terrell? He was my teacher. And I bet when you were teaching me world culture, that you had no idea that I would grow up to be a girl leading the biggest global high school in the city of Dayton. Here you are. Belmont consists of 972 students. That is 586 young men and 386 young women. 56% of our students are multiracial, 44 are Black, 31 white, 17% Hispanic, and 1% Hawaiian. Someone mentioned earlier about how many countries Dayton Public serves. I want to be intentional about sharing how many countries Belmont serves. We serve 29 countries representing 5 continents. And I would love to honor my students by sharing exactly which countries are represented in my hallways. It starts with the Congo, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Turkey, Uganda, Costa Rica, Iraq, Nigeria, Guatemala, Honduras, Chad, Mexico, Rwanda, Jordan, Uzbekistan, Afghanistan, Russia, Kenya, Spain, the Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Venezuela, Colombia, Nicaragua, and Uganda. I have the pleasure of looking in the faces of children who have found refuge in our city and at my school. That's 27 distinct languages represented and 15 official languages from their countries. This summer, Belmont High School students who are bilingual took interpreter tests over the summer to become certified as interpreters. Also, students were able to earn Ohio Department of Education biliteracy seal. So that just speaks to how incredibly talented and highly intellectual students at Belmont are. We also have a Navy ROTC program currently with 110 cadets. They serve as the honor guard, the color guard, drum team, athletic team, and probably one of the things I'm most proud about is how they serve at fallen service member ceremonies who have been prisoners of war and even missing in action. Another aspect of Belmont that I'm real proud about is we have a transition program called Project Life. These are our students who have exceptional needs. They have completed their graduation requirements but continue to receive services until their 22nd birthday. It is a very unique program that allows our young people to also become real world ready before leaving Belmont High School. We have a marching band with about 94 band members. About 3 years ago, it was just 26 band members. And so we're up to about 94. We are highly decorated in contests, but a lot of our musicians are still learning to speak the English language, but a common language is music. And they are able to perform at a high level, all the while learning English. Also real proud, Assistant Superintendent Lisa Meyer stated that, yes, I was a part of, I have been a part of Belmont for the last 3 years, 2 years as the middle school principal. Last year, I joined our high school team. And what I want to share is probably what I'm most proud about is what we were able to accomplish for the 2025 school year. 110 of our students earned industry-recognized credentials. 114 of them earned college, career, workforce, and military honor corps one of our students from our NJROTC Corps enlisted in the Marine Corps. We had several scholarships, and the graduating class of 2025 earned more than $3 million in scholarships. And I'm going to end with what we're doing new. What we are doing new, we have added 2 new freshman academy cohorts that align with the innovative academies of Dayton Public Schools, which is also modeled after the Forward Next Generation learning framework. We've also added a few new opportunities that include 2 new career pathways, such as the Urban Teacher Academy, medical assisting, and where our students are able to gain a phlebotomy certification, and also take classes with American Sign Language. Next year, we are looking forward to launching the metal fabrication pathway. So, you got a short dissertation on Belmont High School. What I would ask that you do with that information is, whenever you see or hear something that is bound to happen by a mistake that a young person made, remind the people watching what else is going on at Belmont High School. Thank you.
Great things are happening. Great things are happening at Belmont. Next, we have Principal Katrina Bailey, our amazing leader from Dunbar High School. So we want to welcome Katrina Bailey.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm not going to give you a dissertation. We're going to keep it short and sweet. This is my 6th year at Dunbar High School, 3 years as the assistant principal, and going into my 3rd year now as the principal. There has been some changes. We are working on culture building. We are known as a powerhouse in sports, but it's time to work on the academic side of it. So I have been pushing them to be more scholarly as well as athletes on the field and on the court. With that, our enrollment numbers have grown. When I first got there, we were 400. We are now at a whopping 570 something, and they keep coming every day. Okay. We got 5 new ones starting tomorrow, according to the year. So it's exciting to see them coming, and they're coming because we do have good programming that has been interesting and fun to watch. So at some of the other high schools, we also have the phlebotomy courses. We have an early childhood education class where they can go to Rosa Parks and learn how to become an early childhood teacher. And our wonderful urban agriculture program, if you have not heard of Mr. John Houston, you should come by and see it. He brings in all the animals, the goats, the chickens, the fish, the snakes. There's all kinds of things happening in this classroom. Aquaponics, where they're growing things in their neighborhoods, learning how to be able to sustain and take care of themselves where they live. So at the end of the year, you can come over for a meal. We'll have some fried fish. They're working on greens and working on how to make salsa right now. So that's where we're going with this first semester. We also have a sports management program. This is our 3rd year where they're focused on CCP classes through Sinclair. So yes, we have all these wonderful athletics, but we have some students who do not want to play, but they want to work in that field as well. So they've been able to take some of those classes on the business side of it so that they can still be involved in the athletics. And new this year, one of my favorites is the Grading and Entrepreneurship class. So I had a lot of students who were in the hallways, in the bathroom, trying to get their hair together before school started. And it's like, ladies, time to go to class. So with that, we reached out and we were having all these conversations, and I think it was Chief Dewey. I'm like, how can we start something, a grading class, something, so that they can leave here with the credentials to go into a salon and start working. So when they finish, we have the senior-only class right now as well as juniors. So juniors will have 2 years, and those seniors will leave with a braiding credential, shampooing, and we're working on manicure so they can take care of my nails by the end of the year. So I'm really, really excited about it, and the young ladies and the young men are trying to get into that class. Ed Tech, with us being right there by, the town, the Humane Society. It's a wonderful partnership. For some reason, a lot of dogs is up at Dunbar, so we're like, they always come into us to figure out how to take care of them and send them. So I'm really excited for the growth that I've seen at Dunbar. I love being there. I am not from the area, but since I've been here, I love it. And as Mr. Eddie Davis likes to say, we are the followers of our Wolverines. And last year, one of the most amazing accomplishments was that we had one of the Gates Scholars, and he earned his full ride scholarship to Belmont University, where he chose to go. And we've already reached out, he's so excited, he was all grown up now. It just touched my heart to see him go away and just be able to experience this, not worried about financials at all. So I'm just really excited for those here. Thank you.
Thank you, Principal Baylor, for mentioning that enrollment. We're seeing an increased enrollment across the district, especially at our high schools. One thing we do every year is have a showcase week where all of our 8th graders actually get to walk through and visit all of our high schools. Our goal is for our students and families that have difficulty even choosing which high school because there's so many choices. Dr. Lawrence and I had a mom who's been with us for the last 2 years of our 3-year period being back, and she said it's hard for her to decide now where her elementary kids are going to go. So the next school we're going to feature is Cyber School for the Arts, and we know Dr. Paul Waller is new coming to our district from Oakwood High School, and we're so happy to have him. He actually was a Cybers parent, so is very familiar with Dayton Public Schools. We know Cybers is 15 years straight, U.S. News World Report, one of the top art schools in the nation. We have people from Alaska, Oklahoma, everywhere audition to get into Cybers. So let's welcome Dr. Waller. He's going to give us some updates.
Thank you, Ms. Minor. I just love hearing all these things all these schools are doing. It's amazing. Even though I'm the principal of the district, you don't get tired of hearing all the good things that are happening. And we are the Mighty Tigers. And we do have sports at Cybers, just so you know. But Cybers, as Associate Superintendent Lisa Minor said, I happen to be a proud father of a son that went to Cybers, graduated from there, and any time I was in the building as a parent, I just knew it was a special place, and I felt welcome there, and I felt like, wow, this place is special. And that all comes down to culture in a building. And, a big part of that also is Mr. Griffin, because he was the principal there when my son was there. It's really a beautiful place. It's the building itself is I believe, the oldest school building in Dayton. They did an addition, I think it was in 2020, when they built kind of the newer part onto the older part. They joined them together. And you can see that the old architecture and everything has just been preserved, and it's just beautiful. We have 2 beautiful theaters, one new and one original. And I believe that our stage is besides the Schuster, is the only other stage that has a pit that can be lowered and brought back up with the orchestra. We have 8 magnets, so students can audition for 8 different magnets. We're a 7 through 12 building. So, students that audition and get in, we can have them for 6 years. But we do have students audition, as they move through. They might move into the area. They might just decide they want to come to Cybers. So we hold 3 auditions throughout the year and try to give students as many opportunities as we can to give them an opportunity to come to Cybers.
graduation rate is right around, I believe, 93, 92%. We have a high percentage of students going to 2- and 4-year colleges, and also careers. We also have 3 career tech pathways that kids can get involved in. That's theater design, digital cinema, and photography. So really gives students some really great opportunities. You don't have to always be the person in front of the camera. You can be the person behind the camera. And I think one of the things that makes Stivers, you heard about the diversity we have in our district and in Dayton Public, and I think that's really what makes Dayton Public special because of its diversity and the support. Everybody in the district, we hear the superintendent, everybody say all means all, and you see that everywhere you look. All means all. We're gonna work on meeting the needs of every single one of our students, and all means all. There's no exception to that. And when you come to Stivers, you see how the students are accepting of each other. That they have that common artistic passion, whether it be music, whether it be the visual arts, performing arts. But that's the common thread throughout everybody in the building. And you have a staff that comes together around that passion to support the students. So you don't have to have any certain academic standards to get in. You have to audition into your magnet. Our students do very well academically, and I think that's just a big tribute to them having that passion for the arts and then channeling that passion into their academics. And that's what I think all of these different opportunities throughout the district do. And we offer 19 advanced placement courses at Stivers. We have multiple College Credit Plus courses, and our students do very well in advanced placement tests. And so, it's a great place to be a principal and to be a student, and really that's where our focus is, on the students. And when you walk around, you'll see art displayed throughout the entire building. It's like a museum in a lot of ways, and guess what? Nobody does anything to hurt any of that artwork. And I think that really comes down to having high expectations and having a belief and faith in the kids. And if we all do that, then they can achieve. And that's one of the things that I ask my teachers. I said, whenever I talk with you, I'm just going to have one question, and that's going to be, are the students learning, and how do you know? So if you can always answer that, then I know we're going in the right direction. And I believe we'll continue to go in the right direction. We'll continue to improve academically, and we'll continue to celebrate the arts. And I'm proud to be a part of that culture. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Waller. Thank you for mentioning one of our mottos of all means all, because that is a really special statement when I bring up our next principal. Principal Sheldon Lewis of Thurgood Marshall STEM High School represents a school that has a nickname of the penthouse because it's such a peaceful, calm environment. Although, and when we talk about special populations and all means all, she has one of the highest percentages of students living in group homes. But she's got the culture is so amazing. They moved 10 performance index points last year on the Ohio Report Card. So, all these girls, no matter where they come from, they succeed there and are welcome there and can learn there. So I'd like to allow Principal Lewis to come and share a little bit more about Thurgood. Oh, she's an award winner too. She won STEM Leadership Award from the state of Ohio. So, thank you. Oh, absolutely. We start each year with a prayer ball. So we have a lot of people coming, they pray with us, and then they walk around the building, inside, outside the perimeters, and bless them with oil. That's how we start every school year. So prayer absolutely works. And I want to start, this has nothing to do with Thurgood, but about all of the schools up here and many others. So when we talk about, kind of combating the negative information, and just as an opportunity, thank you, to be able to clear up some misinformation, I just want to talk a little bit about graduation rates, because I feel like the next time you guys hear something about graduation rate, you'll be able to say, no, that's not what it is. So like, when you hear Mr. Davis talk about 70% graduation rate and how he's grown, it's not that if he has 100 seniors, he only graduates 70 and 30 don't graduate. We're graduating most of the seniors in our schools. But what affects graduation rate when you hear our Associate Superintendent Lisa Meyer talk about how we have a high number of special populations, which is like group home, foster home, court place students. Any student who started 9th grade in a specific cohort, they don't go there anymore, but if they didn't finish school, they still count against our graduation rate. And so we're doing the work, and we're graduating most of the people in our schools. But people hear those numbers, and they think that we're not doing a great job, when in reality, if you want to talk about the graduation rates in our buildings, they're very, very, very high. But if we can't find those students and figure out what school they went to, they're going to count against our graduation rate. So I just wanted to say that, so the next time you hear somebody talk about a low graduation rate, okay, Thurgood Marshall STEM High School. First of all, I love it. It's like full circle to me. I don't know if a lot of you guys know how Thurgood was formed, but Colonel White, staff and students, came to Thurgood in the location where Nephi Ross High School was. So, I'm a Colonel White graduate, and my parents, my aunts, my uncles were graduates of Ross High School. My granny's house that I spent so much time growing up in is directly across the street from 30 Marshall High School, which was at the Ross High, and I'm directly across the street. Walk outside the front and just point right there. So, it's really like coming home for me. So, I'm just very proud of the school and of the work we're doing. And so when we talk about STEM, this is our STEM redesignation year. Our site visit preference September 18th, and we will learn on September 18th. Not if, we will learn that we were redesignated as STEM High School. So that's coming up very quickly. But STEM, so when we think of STEM, we think of science, technology, education, and math. And that's in separate entities. And yes, STEM High School is going to, we want to expose students to those pathways, those programs. But STEM education, when you think about STEM education, it's a little different. So we consider STEM. S is for strategy, T is for that, E is for engage, and M is for mind. Strategies that engage mind. Because STEM instructional strategies are going to be incorporated across the curriculum. Every single subject, every single classroom. That's what STEM education is about. And so that is what we are striving for our students, because STEM instructional strategies, they teach something, those 21st century skills that our students need, those critical thinking skills that are missing, those skills that help our students become active learners in their education. And so that's what we're striving for every day when we talk about STEM education. And so as we're continuing to move forward, we definitely had some great successes. Last year was amazing. You heard Associate Superintendent Lisa Meyer, mention some of them. And, with some of our kids, we had a Macintosh Scholar. That is
We also had, like another principal mentioned, a flyer scholar. That's also a full ride scholarship from the University of Dayton. And we also had, one of our students who's the first at Thurman Marshall, graduate with their associate degree a little bit before they graduated with their, diploma. So that was amazing. And one of the programs that we started when I came was DPSU, which stands for Dayton Public Schools University. And so our first cohort, they are now juniors, and we have 7 students in that cohort. 7 juniors that are starting this year, currently on track to graduate their senior with their associate degree. And so, we're very excited about that, and we have cohorts that are continuing to come up. So hopefully you will just continue to produce those students that are graduating with their associate degree a little bit before they graduate with their high school diploma. Some of the other programs that we also have, we started some pathways that start with Project Lead the Way. And if you're not familiar with Project Lead the Way, it's like hands-on curriculum. We're using it to set a foundation for those students so that when they continue on, so they're aligned with industry certifications in Sinclair. When they continue on, they're not going there. It's not like they're in head, like they're already familiar with the content, the vocabulary. So, they're going to be more successful. And so one of those is we have Project Lead the Way Biomed. And so that's aligned with a medical lab technician certification. And then last year we also had catering nursing assistant program. We also had a phlebotomy certification. We had 13 students do their certification, and all 13 of those students, they were certified with they passed the test for their phlebotomy certification. So we were very excited about that. So 100% of those students. We also have early childhood. We had 3 last year. It's a 2-year program. So they went at the end of every day last year, went over to Rosa Parks to work with the preschool students. And then this year we have about, I want to say like 5 or 6 juniors that are doing it. So we still have those 3 seniors that are completing it. And so they'll end that with the Child Development Associate certification. And then we have more juniors that are starting it. We also have engineering, and engineering is another Project Lead the Way pathway. And so with that, they do the hands-on, they get that foundation, and then they're going to work on industry certification in Sinclair as well. For our IT this year, we have drones, and we have robotics. And so it's just exciting to see the students excited about it. Like if you walk in drones and you're watching the students try to work in pairs to get their drones through obstacle courses, through hula hoops, and up certain levels, and turning corners, and landing on a landing pad. And just to see those students like testing it, and they're running back to their partner, they'll add a little bit of time on this one, or move this number a little bit up, and then they're trying it again. And so that is what STEM education is all about. And so, we're continuing to grow as well, and I have to think that that's a part of it. We started at a little bit over 500. I think my first year right now, our enrollment is 648. And so this is our last small senior class. This class is a little bit over 100. Once this class is gone, we have no class that's under 150. I don't even know where they're going to be. So we might need some expansion if that's I don't know where they're going to go, honestly. But we're just really excited about the growth, really excited about the future, and proud of our students, proud of the amazing things that we've accomplished. Thank you. I have the whole religion certifications, and some other certifications for our students. We also will have speakers coming in and taking our students out on field trips. We also have one really important, I think, really important in our building is our restorative circle. We have a certified restorative circle. Counselor in our building. And we do a circle with our students that have been sent over to us, and the circle is really working. I had 3 sets of students getting arguments the other day. And because of our circles, we didn't have any hands from, we didn't have, we were able to sit and actually talk and work it out. And to me, that is already a success just within 14 days. So I am excited about what we're going to do moving forward. And I just want to say that we are going to change mindsets and to change hearts in our youth. And I believe that it's going to happen.
Good evening. I'm Dan Henshaw, the principal of Mount Street Academy, Dan Digital Academy. So for those that really don't know what Mount Street is, to be honest, about five and a half years ago, I didn't know what Mount Street was. Dave bought it because it was a charter school for a long time, from 2002 up until 2018, going to 2019. So I started with, well, I'm a product of Dayton Public, let me say that. From K-12, and then I went out, football was my avenue out of Dayton, and then I came back and I wanted to help and educate and give kids an opportunity that I had. So I've bounced around, I've been at many different Dayton Public high schools. I did graduate from Meadowdale, so it's not cool. But just to kind of talk about my school. I love my school. I'm very blessed to be at Mount Street. I consider the school like no other because it's so unique. We don't have walls. We do have cubicles. So it's a different feel when you come in my building. My kids, like, they're greedy. About 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people when they come in the morning every day. They feel welcome. They feel loved. They feel special. Sometimes that's the reason why they ended up with me, because they didn't feel that when they came in, when they were in other buildings. And I'm not, no shade at all. It's just sometimes it happens. Sometimes kids realize that they're doing the wrong thing at the wrong time. And then they realize, they messed up or whatever, and they end up coming to me, which is okay. Because we're all a team, we're all a partnership, we all try to help each other. That is what we do. There's no I. That's for sure. Because I know without a doubt I couldn't do what I do without everybody here and my assistant principal back there too, and the wonderful staff I have in Mount Street. So just to kind of give you an idea, Mount Street itself is broken down to 4 basic parts. And we've kind of been adding and tweaking and really trying to grow as much as possible. So we have Dayton Digital Academy, we have Mount Street Academy by itself. We have a 22+ program. And then we'll also do night schools. So those are the 4 parts that we have right now. Dayton Digital Academy by itself is 2 different. It's broken down now this year in 2 different parts. So we have a hybrid, which is the students, it's more of a situational type of environment for the students. And what I mean by that is they have a car wreck, they have to work to take care of their families. So there's a lot, their pregnancy. We have a student that had a heart transplant. So we have a doctor we're working with that we meet the student where they are, and we try to make sure they have the ability and the materials available for them to complete their education. Also, they're tied to their home schools. So whatever, if they came from Belmont, Meadowdale, Dunbar, Thurgood, Pontus, wherever, they're still tied there, so they can do all the extracurriculars there, and it's temporary. So once they get what they need from us, we send them back. They graduate from homeschool. The next piece that we just added this year is our 100% virtualized. That's a little bit different. Of course, like I said, it's 100% virtual. So our teachers are working, and we had to pivot a little bit and shift, but our teachers are really reaching out and making sure those students are getting the individual attention they need, and So we're trying to incorporate everything and give them all everything they need to be successful, whether or not they're in person or virtual. The third piece that we have there, of course, our Mount Street Academy. That's our dropout recovery. That's in person. So they come to school every day. They work with the teachers in the building. But we have a little something extra that other high schools don't have. We have our CBI program, which allows the students to have a job while they're working, while they're working on their credentials and their credits, and they get elective credit for that, so it works towards their diploma. So it's kind of hand in hand. We really try to push. So every 60 hours they learn half credit. So that's really big. And a lot of our students, of course, they love the work, they love the money, but they also see the benefit of getting their education as well as working to provide. Then we have our night school, which was kind of tied to our Mount Street building, of course. And what that was done just out of, we saw the need in our building. Some of our students were like, I want to come to school, but I have to work 40 hours a week to provide for my family, to help my mom, to help my dad, to make sure, my brothers and sisters are taken care of. So we were talking with our students and said, well, when can you come in? Like, I get off at 4, I get off at 5. Excellent. So we started a night school program 4 to 7. We went 3 nights a week, and then they're on virtual the other 2 nights. But they come in, they work with several teachers at a time, and they get that individual attention that they need while working on their school day, so they don't miss anything. And then it kind of blew up to where we're helping Dunbar, helping all the other high schools up here in Meadowdale, Thurgood. They were coming over to us after they were spending a full day in school, coming to us so we could help them to make sure they did everything that's required to graduate. So that was a really big deal. The 22 plus program, we're really trying to help grow. We've only had one 22 plus person graduate this past, it's about 2 years ago, but we have about 14 in our cohort right now that are working towards graduation for this year. So, and that number can grow. So anybody that's 22 and older, it doesn't matter when you were in high school, the only thing we look at is the requirement of when you started your freshman year. So whenever that was, whether that was 1970 or 1999, we look at what was required at that time for you to graduate, and then we give you classes based on that requirement. So we really try to help anybody that knows somebody that would like their high school diploma, we can definitely help them. We just got to work on getting the transcripts. That's one of the hardest pieces, especially if they're in school a while. So other than that, just to kind of give you an idea of what some kind of special things we have an employment coordinator in Mount Street. We have a career-based intervention coordinator. We have a family outreach coordinator. We have a graduation coordinator. So we're really pushing this as much as we can to make sure our young people are going to be successful, not only now, once they get to the stage, but what they're doing afterwards. So we push them to find out what they want, what their career interests are, and how we can help them get there. We try to expose them to as much as we can so they can see further than what the neighborhood or the city can show. So we really try to make that push. And then also we have a mental health tech in-house, and we have an in-house therapist as well now. So that's great. So some of our students need that therapy, need that session where they can talk to somebody and work through some of the trauma that has happened. Everybody's been through some type of trauma. And what's a level 10 to me might be a level 1 to you, but you got to work on person by person. So we try to work around the entire student. We try to build the school around the student and not make the student fit into a particular mold or a particular school. So yeah, we're doing our best. We're working hard to make sure that each young person feels loved, feels appreciated, feels heard, building that relationship with them, and then we focus on the education. So yeah, thank you very much. If you ever want to come visit Mount Street, please, I would love to see anybody come see my school.
standard is the standard. And the standard is never down here for any of our kids.
right.
I don't care where you come from, what your background is, what your family demographic is, none of that should ever matter. The standard is the standard. And for our kids, the standard should always be high. So I'm about holding our kids, our adults in the building, you know, our parents, our community as a whole to that standard. Because I believe and I know in my experience that if we do that, and we stay consistent and persistent with those efforts, that our kids will always elevate.
Amen.
They will always elevate. So I don't care where they come from. So I wholeheartedly believe in that. I just see this opportunity that I've been blessed with as an opportunity to, you know, raise the bar in a great place where we've got great outstanding leadership. We got student-centered leaders in this district that really, really care about kids and the community as a whole. And so that to me has come in as a new principle. Like that's the number one criteria for me. It's not about coming out and doing the work we need to do. You know, I'm gonna have the support. My colleagues here at the table, like they've been more than welcome, and really any of them asking for help, guidance. You know, how do I move in this district? So I'm not letting nobody's stuff. Not that that really matters. I'm gonna be honest. Because I'm about the work. I'm about the kids. At the end of the day, again, you know, we've done some great things at Columbus. And I just want to continue to elevate our standards. And my goal on the mission of Columbus is to be not just the #1 career technical center in Ohio, in the region, but nationally. Because we got kids walking those hallways that do that. Right? And so, again, I continue to push them because I'm going to push them. They'll tell you. They'll tell you already in the first 3 weeks. I'm their guy that's going to push them. Because I believe it. And for me, I wouldn't be in the seat if I didn't take that personally as my responsibility to push our kids to their greatest potential. Like that's what we're all here for. Regardless of what programs we have, or what that looks like. Again, regardless of the kids, where they come from. Our job in these seats are to push our kids to the highest standard so they can go out there and have options when they leave. It's not about getting that piece of paper. It's about what they're going to be able to do with that piece of paper. Beyond that. So I believe in that wholeheartedly. I think we have a great team at home. We have great staff. We have great support community-wide, district-wide. And we're going to make that happen. Thank you.
We are going to be able to take one question from a student and one question from a parent and ask a succinct with 30 seconds with a 30-second answer. So come down, young man. I think you have a question.
Hello, my name is Jefferson. I'm going to be the I was wondering
come visit us next month in this room at 6:30 p.m. because we're going to dig deep into that situation. So, so with that said, do you want to thank your panelists? Oh, is there a parent? I said one parent.
Thank that young man. That was an excellent question. I know a lot going on as always. Getting sometimes how what effects it does have on the students. So thank you for that. I just want to thank this esteemed panel. I think you learned a lot about the people that are responsible for educating your students in this area. And you heard about all the great things that are going on in all of these students. As they brought up myself, student, teacher, principal, lifelong, Daytonian, coach, whatever. I just feel so grateful for this group here. I know for some of them personally, I know what they're about and what they say they need. They're for their kids. They're for all the young people in this area. Our new principal down there from Points, I'm very impressed with him, like he said. He's stepping in here, and it's all the same. We all, this paper is all together. And we want definitely join us, Jefferson and Trotwood, as we bring for all our students in this area. Thank you for coming.
And let's do a round of applause to Chairman Griffith for putting together this esteemed panel. I have one, a couple of different things I just want to share real quick, and this is by the numbers. Now this is how the Dayton Branch NACP has supported students of these school districts over the years. We have given out 43 scholarships to Cypress students of the art students, 12 scholarships to Third Good Marshall, 9 to Dunbar High School, 6 to Ponance, 6 to DECA, 4 to Trotwood Madison, 3 to Chaminade Julienne, 2 to Wayne High School, 1 to Belmont, 1 to Jefferson, 1 to Patterson, and then 1 to Colonel White when it was Colonel White. So that's a total of 89 scholarships that the Dayton Branch has given to students inside of this district, totaling $91,965 that we have invested inside the youth and some of our leaders. And that's a scholarship. From a youth funding standpoint, we have given an additional $120,538 off of our SLIM budget. So that's how much we care about education. And just be clear, I want everybody to be clear about education. When people ask the question, why is the NACP involved in education? Because we can. Because we're going to do it, and we're always going to do it, because this organization was founded on May 10th, 1915. In our first year of operation in 1915, we raised $96 to further educational outcomes. That was a driver force then, and it's a driver force now, and make no mistake about it, whoever will try to ask a question about why we are in it for education. We're in it for the students. You know, the administrators are fine, but at the end of the day, the Dayton Branch Ministry is in it for the youth. And everybody inside of our unit understands that. So these scholarships, please see Brother Willie Terrell. As he said it earlier, he's going to be sending to these school districts, these schools, a scholarship application. So in these scholarship applications, these students will be announced at our Hall of Freedom Awards in October. So October 24th, they will be announced. So with that, we have 4 different school districts up here. I believe Brother Terrell is giving each one of you a sponsorship form. So hopefully you all will buy a table to come to the event, and hopefully one of your students inside of your schools will be able to get one of our scholarships. So that is our hope and that is our prayer that will happen. I know DPS buys a table every year. I believe Jefferson bought one last year, if I'm not mistaken. So at the end of the day, those students will be recognized at our Hall of Freedom Awards. And just so you know, in terms of what we were talking about earlier, in terms of next month regarding that student's question was an excellent question. That next month, I did pull this up. Here are going to be the school board candidates. Anne Marie Gallo, Jamaica Garrison, Cassandra Goodwine, Virgil Goodwine II, Ken Hayes, Joe Lacey, Jocelyn Ryan. So those are 7 people vying for So that 3 people will be eliminated come the November election. So we're going to ask some tough questions because we want to know who's in it for the kids. Who's going to help further the educational outcomes of our students? And that's what we're going to do. And the forum is going to be driven by you. It's going to be driven by students and parents. Just to let you know that. Our chairman is Chairman Roberts, Vice President Roberts. He's going to navigate, and he already has his plan in place. And he has given me a directive as the president. This is going to be driven by students. This is going to be driven by parents and what they want. I said, okay, well, it's your public. Same as I go to this right here for the night's meeting. So at the end of the day, each one of our committee chairs has an opportunity to set these forums up to educate the general public every single month on various topics. Next month, like you said, there's going to be 2 candidates forums. One is going to be the school board candidates in this room on September 22nd. September 22nd, 6:30 p.m. in this room, school board candidates. 1 week later, downtown in the Dayton Library, we're going to have a candidate forum for the city commissioner races and the Dayton mayoral races. So that's going to happen on the 29th downtown at 6 o'clock p.m. At the downtown Dayton Library. So those are going to be what's going to happen in the month of September for our next educational opportunity for all Americans inside of the Dayton region. So with that, may the Lord bless you, may the Lord bless the NAACP, and may the Lord bless the United States of America. Thank you, everybody.